What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Manny. Welcome back to episode 2 of Comics and Coffee with Dad. I'm very excited to have y'all here. We got a nice contained episode today. We got some news, and really some news that are really exciting to me personally, and I hope therefore will be exciting to you. So y'all strap in, relax, sit down, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and let's have a good time. David Cornsweet, man. David Cornsweet came out and said that he wants to do an R-rated Superman film. But not only that, not only does he want to do an R-rated Superman film, James Gunn came out and said that he would like to tackle Superman Red Son. Now, if you don't know what Superman Red Son is, don't worry about that. I got y'all. Superman Red Son is basically an alternate take on the Superman story. So you know how normally Superman landed in Smallville, right? You know, Martha and Pa Kent have found him. They raised him to be a hero and believe in himself and forge his own identity and stuff like that. Great stuff. Now, Red Son, on the other hand, if y'all know. He, instead of landing in Smallville, my boy landed in Soviet Russia, bro. He landed in Soviet Russia of all places, and you can kind of probably guess what happened from there. It affected Batman, Wonder Woman. Batman is the same Batman, still trying to take out Superman. No matter what Earth these two are on, Batman will always want the smoke with Superman, bro. I don't care what Earth it is. But Superman Red Son is an incredible story. They have an animated movie, which is really good. And if James Gunn and David Cornsweet want to start doing alternate takes on the characters, like the Absolute Universe, you know, we got the Crime Syndicate. If they want to start doing alternate takes on characters, I'm all for it, honestly. More DC stories is more DC stories. And quite frankly, we've had really nothing but the standard takes on these characters: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. We've had the standard takes, you know what I'm saying, other than the animated universe. But for live action, we really haven't had really any flavor. We haven't had any variety. So with that said, yeah, I would love to see an alternate take on Superman. Now, moving on, we have a kind of an update on Static Shock. So I remember it was, I think, a year, 2 years ago at this point, maybe more. I remember DC had announced a Static Shock movie, live action Static Shock movie. Now, I don't know what's going on with that, but James Gunn has given us some kind of update, and he basically said he doesn't know. Man, listen, if they do Static Shock correctly, like correctly for the culture, bro, possibly be one of the best live action African American movies ever, bro. Possibly, man. Like it would if done correctly. I feel like Static Shock would overshadow Black Panther. Not that I'm saying it's a competition or anything like that, but I'm just saying in terms of popularity, you know, maybe more people want to go, especially millennials who grew up with the Static Shock cartoon back on WB Kids back in the day. Y'all, if you know. If done correctly, a Static Shock movie could be monumental. Like that's just what I think. And as far as personally who I would want cast in a Static Shock movie, if you guys know the actor RJ Cyler, he played the Blue Power Ranger in the 2017 Power Rangers movie. He has come out and explicitly said, like, yo, I would love to play Static Shock in the new DCU. He said, yo, James, hit me up, bro. Like, I'm ready. Yes. His Billy in the 2017 Power Rangers movie was one of my favorite parts about that movie, man. I loved his character, and I love him as an actor for real. He can really act. Like if we being real. So James Gunn, hop on it, bro. Now, moving on, I wanted to talk to y'all real quick about which DC characters I personally would like to see get their own live action show or live action movie. The top of my list on everything is the homie Green Arrow. I need Green Arrow. I don't know why everybody, like, I see a lot of comments about people saying Green Arrow hasn't done anything important in the DC universe. He's like a lesser personality wise. I've heard people say he's like a lesser Flash. Like, I don't understand the ignorance of Green Arrow, bro. Let me remind y'all, right? Let me remind you. If it wasn't for Ali in The Dark Knight Returns, Batman wouldn't have been Superman. He went to Ali for help. And my boy Ali had one arm, bro. He had one arm. Don't tell me he ain't do nothing. He wouldn't be a member of the Justice League. if he wasn't viable, if he wasn't a huge asset to the team. If you want to do a show, go ahead, do a show. But for real, we already had that. And Stephen Amell did an amazing job playing Ollie. But much like Henry Cavill, Stephen Amell's Oliver, as good as it was and as memorable as it wasn't to me Oliver. Oliver to me is a jokester, not too much of a jokester, but he's very sarcastic. And honestly, I would love to see a different take on his personality. James Gunn recently came out and stated that he would love for Henry Cavill to join the DCU. Now, as far as now, this kind of, coincides with what I was saying, how, what characters I want to have for a live action show or live action movie. If Henry Cavill joins the DCU, there is only one character I want this man to play. There's only one character. Everybody choosing at first, before Superman came out, they thought he was playing Ultraman, okay, which I'd have been cool with. Even if it wasn't a David clone, I'd have been cool with Ultraman. I seen somebody say they wanted him to play General Zod in a future Superman sequel. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I could see that happening. But the one character I think Henry Cavill would do great at is the Question. Oh, what's that? You don't know who the Question is? Man, see, that's why we friends. That's why I'm here for you. Now, the Question is a pretty he's a pretty retro character. He made his debut in Blue Beetle #1 in 1967. His real name is Victor Sage, and his powers generally, from what I remember, are like he's a detective. He has great deduction abilities. If I'm being honest, it's been a couple times where he's shown to be on par with Batman as far as detective abilities, and he's worked with Batman and even Lois before. And I honestly, the Question is one of those heroes where I've seen him in the cartoons. He was great whenever he showed up in the cartoons. I think Henry Cavill could really do him justice. You know what I'm saying? And just his overall appearance, the way he carries himself, his personality, I think Henry would do really well at that. All right, now moving on to what I wanted to talk about. I have seen Superman. Who hasn't? It's made quite a bit of money so far. I saw it Saturday, the day after it released. I didn't see it Friday, but I saw it Saturday. And my general thoughts, quick synopsis about what I thought about the movie, it was absolutely incredible. Wasn't perfect at all. I ended up giving the movie I think it was like an 8 or a 9 out of 10 at the time. And really that's just because we didn't see enough, in my opinion, we didn't see enough of the Clark Kent persona. Which, to be fair, more Superman is always a good thing. But I feel like his Clark Kent persona is equally as important as the Superman persona. And we got a little bit of that. We got a lot of the daily. Honestly, other than Christopher Reeve and maybe Brandon Routh, we really haven't gotten a lot of Clark Kent. Henry Cavill was only Clark Kent at the end of Man of Steel, and then for a little bit in Batman v Superman when he was investigating Batman. But I feel like Clark Kent, especially with David Cornsweet, going to Juilliard, just like Christopher Reeve, I really wanted to see his acting chops as far as the Clark Kent persona goes. We got a little bit of it, like I said, but we didn't get a lot. So that's the only reason why I kind of deducted a point off. But other than that, the movie was absolutely incredible. The visuals, the music, man, the acting, everybody did their part. Everybody. Special shout out to Mr. Terrific, man. He was honestly one of my favorite parts about the movie, him and Crypto. But the movie had a lot of heart. At the end of the day, the movie scratched that itch of returning the Superman character back to hope and back to what the character stood for in the first place, which is hope, and instilling that hope in every human being on planet Earth, no matter how catastrophic the situation may be. The story was straightforward, easy to follow. The costume looked great. Everybody looked great. To finally see Guy Gardner in a live action Green Lantern role, Nathan Fillion, absolutely incredible. Isabella Marcet as Hawk Girl. I'm gonna go see it a second time. Absolutely. And I might even see it a 5th time. We're gonna skip the 4th time, right? Because that's already solidified. So we might go see it a 5th time, maybe even a 6th time or a 10th time. But as many times I need to see it, we gonna go see it. And at the end of the day, I told my wife this while we were watching, well, when the movie was over, it almost felt like a dream, if that makes sense. Like the movie got announced, I feel like it was just yesterday the movie got announced, you know, when it was still called Superman Legacy. And we were in there watching it, and I'm sitting there and I felt like a kid again. I felt like I was watching the Superman animated series with some of these scenes, especially the scene where he saved the squirrel. Man, look, this man saved a squirrel, bro. He saved a squirrel. I have never seen that in a live action Superman movie. I've never seen that before. My man took time out of his day, out of his busy kaiju fighting day, to save a squirrel. If that is not the most Superman thing I ever seen, I don't know what is in live action, bro. And what's crazy is that I had heard that James Gunn originally didn't even want the didn't want the squirrel scene in the movie. Well, not that he didn't want it. I think what I read was, and I'm extremely paraphrasing here, is the initial audience reaction to that specific squirrel scene wasn't positive for whatever reason. People didn't like it, so he was inclined to take it out, but he ended up keeping it. And James, listen, I'm so glad you kept that scene, bro. I'm so glad you kept that scene. That was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Such a small scene, one of my favorite scenes. Every other scene where, you know, he's fighting and he's simultaneously trying to beat the bad guy, but also simultaneously here. He's over there now trying to save people, and they ain't no trying. My man's did save people. He saved everybody except the one guy who got shot. R.I.P. to the homie, man. R.I.P. to the homie. But it's such a crazy contrast between David Superman and Henry Superman. I watched Man of Steel yesterday, and while Man of Steel still remains a favorite DCEU movie of mine, in contrast to David Superman, it's no contest. It's no contest at all. You know what I'm saying? The only grace I can give Henry Superman is that he wasn't in Man of Steel. He wasn't necessarily Superman for long before he's fighting Zod and Feora and all them other characters. Like, he wasn't Superman for long. So, all right, I kind of get, you know, why he wasn't saving people and all that stuff. David Superman has been Superman for 3 years, undefeated, might I add. So everybody talking about, oh, David Superman is the weakest live action Superman, y'all missing the part where my man's remained undefeated for 3 years. 3 years as Superman, and he didn't lose one fight. But he's the weakest live action Superman, right? Man, listen, I'm at this point, I'm just convinced that either the people talking crap didn't watch the movie and they pretending that they did, or they did watch the movie, but still for some reason have this urge to shit on the character that David Cornsweet portrayed. Regardless, this is not a review necessarily. This is just my quick thoughts. I don't really do reviews, but this is just my quick thought on the movie. The movie was absolutely amazing, and it's a great start to James's new DCU. It's a great start to what I hope will be a world's finest team up movie. I'm excited to see the type of Batman that they go with and how that contrasts with David Superman. And listen, it's safe to say that DC is back, man. Like, going into this movie, yes, I was talking to my homie, and you know who you are, bro. I was talking to my homie. We always talk about superhero flicks and stuff like that. And I was talking to him and I was saying, and we both agree, like, if Superman does not perform well, both critically and among the audience, then DC Warner Bros. Might as well pack it up. Pack it on up to the left. You know what I'm saying? Get your box and pack it up to the left. They need to pack it up. But I'm happy to say that DC's back. DC's back. So let me know what y'all thought about James Gunn's Superman, and even if you didn't like it, respectfully, all right, I'm watching you now. I'm getting my dad voice on. Respectfully, go into the comments and let me know what you didn't like about it. Now, ending on this episode, I wanted to real quick go over a piece of news that once again breaks me. It just breaks me. Beyond the Spider-Verse has been delayed, bro. It's been delayed. Pack it up. Pack it up, man. It's been delayed. Wait, I don't even want the movie no more. I'm joking. I want the movie. All right, Sony, relax. Okay, y'all not my favorite movie studio, but relax. Okay, I like y'all game. Spider-Verse got delayed again. Now, I don't remember reading a reason as to why it got delayed. If you know, let me know in the comments. But it at this point, I still try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Spider-Verse takes specifically those Spider-Verse movies take quite a long time to create, right? I'm not sure if this is true or not. I think I read it somewhere a while ago, but it took the animators roughly 1 week to go through the process of creating around a second's worth of content for the movie. I don't know if that's true. I've tried looking it up. I can't find any credible sources other than Reddit, but if that's the case, that's another reason why I kind of give them the benefit of doubt. Like it does take a long time and quite a considerable amount of time, especially when you have such a unique animation style like Spider-Verse movies. I get it, but dang, man, come on. I'm over here fiending, bro. Hold on, insert the Dave Chappelle fucking. I'm over here fiending for some more Spider-Verse content, for real. Like, yeah, we got Tom Holland Spider-Man 4, I think that's a thing, but I just give me Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm cool on a Tom Holland movie, you know. I know what's going on, Punisher coming back and all that stuff. Give me the new Beyond the Spider-Verse, and my life is yours, man. My life is yours. Again, delays are such a touchy subject, right? And regardless of whether you're talking about movies, video games, comics, books, TV shows, delays are such a touchy subject because on one hand it sucks, right? It does suck when you're looking forward to something and it gets delayed. But on the other hand, if you want to have the best the highest quality content possible, delays are kind of inevitable, right? Some of the best games I've played, some of the best movies I've seen have gone through delays. So Sony, on one hand, I get it, man. It's a challenge. It's a process. I got you. But listen, I'm gonna write a letter. If y'all delay this movie again, expect a letter from me. Maybe even an email. Okay, man. Look, that's really it for as far as this episode today. It's really just, like I said, a very self-contained, like news heavy episode. Next episode, for episode 3, we're going to be going over a lot of Marvel stuff, and really I might even go over some comic book stuff. I want to start reading the Absolute comics. Let me know if y'all have started reading the Absolute universe and what you think about it. But so far everybody has said the Absolute universe is absolutely crazy. I've seen some of the pictures of Bane, I've seen Killer Croc, but I haven't read it, so I'm excited to jump into it and share my thoughts about it with you guys here. So with that said, I love you guys, man. Thank you so much for the support. Y'all are amazing. I love the interaction. I love the community that we're building, and I hope to see you on the next episode. Peace.